Hi Leo, welcome to your extended. So, those seeds that you planted, it's very possible that heartache is the thing that really enriched the soil. But that's okay. You use it for what it's worth and we move along. And move along you do, in July especially. It's just, I don't know, something just clicks for you. It's a time of great internal transformation. You realize something very specific, that you really don't need it. You wanted it, but you don't need it. And when you don't need it, somehow the whole thing relaxes. Because I love the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups because it just shows you how happy you can be without anybody else. Almost complete. That really hits home in July. There's something about the beginning of Cancer season that just sweeps you away. It's very romantic, but it has to do just with you. You know, you love yourself. You're feeling the victory. You're feeling the energy. You're feeling how really up until now the only person who had stopped you was you. Nobody else could. And very few of them have even tried. And now that you let yourself be, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. Of course, there is residual anger, resentment, sadness that you're letting go of, but you're doing it in such a great way. You're doing it in such a great way. You're just letting it fall. You know, you're walking away. You're walking away from the circus. And the more you do it, the more you find that people and situations and money will run after you. See, there you are, leaving it all behind, really just, going forward. Going forward with your own value, going forward knowing that your season is here, it's just a few days away, and that solar eclipse comes in and is like, Leo, I think it's time. And you just have this burst of self-confidence and your self-esteem shoots up and you just stop trying. And everything begins to run after you because they can feel your disconnect. And that's what it was always about. But that was a little difficult because it's just not your nature to usually disconnect. The reason you're able to do it now is because it's such a full picture, the lesson that's presented to you. It's not just about other people and where they're lacking. It's about you and where you took on either too much or too little. It's about your salvation, your happiness specifically in the things that you like to do, the way you like to work, what you want to work on. It's very personal. And that has a way of cleaning out the other areas of your life. July 5th, during the lunar eclipse, you get another chance at this. And then between the two periods, between June 21st and July 5th, we have this incredible, just wow, just astronomical change in you. You know, you get yourself down to the ashes and you rise again. And you do so with the full knowledge of everything that has been retrograde in Capricorn, especially with Saturn going back into Capricorn. You do this knowing where and when you were to blame. But don't get stuck there. No need. Yes, those cups were there. Yes, they spilled. Sure, maybe you knocked them over. Maybe he did knock them over. But the knocking over and the remnants of what's spilled, instead of now being a sadness, becomes another tool on your table. It enriches your life. Like I said, the heartache enriches the soil in which those seeds you planted are growing. And you realize, like, what have I been doing? I'm so capable. I am so strong. I'm so happy, actually. What have I been looking for? Did I ever stop to even consider that maybe this person didn't even make me happy? Maybe that job never made me happy? Maybe that friendship was always toxic? And like magic, the world, wealth, exes coming back, it all opens up to you. People who've been really trying to speak to you for a while, doesn't have to necessarily be an ex, but someone who's mistreated you. Opportunities, that new job, that new business, that new venture, friendships, money, and also just your mood. You're willing to take risks. You're willing to open up because you're so clear about who you are, where you've gone wrong, and what you're not going to do again. And you also may find that in Cancer season, you have a lot to say. There's some people you really want to say some stuff to. And listen, I'm not going to keep a lion from roaring. You want to roar, you roar. But just know that if you choose instead to sit back and observe, the point you're trying to be made will be made for you. You won't have to make it. Remember, it's not your season quite yet. In Cancer season, it is advised to let the tide do what the tide does. Surrender. Surrender is what Cancer season is about. 4 of Swords, 7 of Wands. Surrender to, Alhamdulillah, bless you. Sorry, this is my kid. Surrender to just being. You get to rest. You don't have to make this happen. The rest makes it happen. What does it make happen? The victory. Things going finally the way you want them to go, probably for years. You've been like, why can't I catch a break? What is this? Why does it keep, 10 steps forward, 10 steps back? Why does this keep happening to me? It's happening to you because you just go over the same mistake again and again. But each time there wasn't that spark of accountability that there is now. But now it's done without criticism. It's not like July comes in and says, Leo, this is your fault. This is your fault. No. It's like, hey, you two people, you and that organization, you and that family member, this is what happened between you. This was their part. This was your part. And once you're able to look at it yourself, because there's no one pointing a finger at you to immediately make you defensive, it's just you. And you're able to see it for what it really is. It's a huge moment for you. And you may find that there are a lot of people now that show up to distract you from this new good luck, from these new ventures, from this new direction you've taken. Even to perhaps distract you from the way you feel about yourself. Yeah, to distract you from making that progress that's so easy to make now. This is a person who watches and cares for the fire, who tends to the fire. It's your shining moment. And again, you may want to use that moment to speak up. You may have someone specific that you want to talk to. You feel like you have a lot to say, but there is doubt. And the doubt is there because you can spend your energy talking to this person and saying what you need to get out. Or, like I said, you can go High Priestess, okay, and build even more power within yourself because you won't be giving it away. That's the whole theme. That's why I named it Circus. Because you take your power back. No more. No more circus. No more constant back and forth drama about something that feels like it can't be changed. It can be changed. You figured out how to change it because you figure out how to change yourself. And after that, all of this just becomes boring. It's not fun anymore. It's not exciting. It's just pointless drama. Temperance and the Four of Cups. You may find at this time also that if you feel held back from saying something, if cooler heads prevail, that you've missed an opportunity. You haven't. You haven't. There are so many energies working in your favor. The things that need to be cut off don't necessarily need you to do it. It's happening on its own. And whatever's getting cut off is being replaced. It's being replaced with more and better suited to you opportunities, things that you really need in your life. So why waste any time letting those people that are on their way out anyway know that they know? All that's going to do is make them want to come back anyway. All that's going to do is make them try a different approach. You know, it'll be the same stuff in different packaging because you gave them the opportunity by engaging. That's the thing about roaring, you engage. So it's yet another lesson for your ego, for your presence, you know? No more being afraid of your own shadow. No more being afraid of the winning, of all the possibilities out there. No more fear surrounding what are essentially good things, but to you look, because you can get locked in that dynamic and then you stop trusting people. No more. Now, you're clear. Your mind is clear. You have the ability to really see yourself and to express yourself based on it. And it just, it breaks that rut. If you're dealing with an air sign from the past that really, really hurt you, you finally get over it because you can see so clearly how it was them. It was always them that did this. And the thing you did that kept you locked in it is you kept engaging with it. You knew that's what they were, but you kept engaging with it, and now you just stop. We leave Cancer season and enter Leo season with great abundance. The season is full when it ends. Everyone is feeling strong. Everyone feels rejuvenated. Everyone's cup is full. Abundance is beginning to roll again, and everyone can feel that wealth in their lives, and you feel it very personally. Because the funny thing that happens when you see yourself so clearly from the outside is that you begin to grow and become abundant in ways that before you absolutely couldn't. You were too scared, too unsure, like a kitten trying to roar. And don't communicate with anyone that makes you feel like this Two of Swords energy. Doesn't have to be forever, but at least for now, cut them out. And I don't mean, use that sword and never speak to them again. I mean out of your consciousness. Quell that need to respond to something that obviously needs no response. You're making me feel like this. That doesn't deserve any communication. Instead, you move forward. And when it comes to money, dream big. Take the time to see where your ambitions are perhaps being curtailed by your fear of losing money. You won't. it'll come back to you double, triple. But you have to take that risk. It started already in Gemini season. You started feeling that. But don't hold on to that feeling too tight. Let it grow. Oftentimes what people do with Gemini and with Gemini season is that we want to hold on to mutable air. We want to hold on to the way mutable air makes us feel. But that's exactly how it slips away. You can't hold on to it. You have to let it evolve. You have to let it grow. You have to let it take its own direction. So you have this feeling that you've built up. You have this strength. You have this clarity. Cancer season comes in and gives you enormous strength to keep going with it. It makes you super receptive. And as you learn these lessons, you let them pass through you. Don't grab on to one thing or other out of it and say, okay, now this is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to be. No, this is a conscious, flowing thing that's happening. And you will consciously flow within it, and you will not try to hold on to any rocks. You will just let it happen. And there is something so beautiful about a Leo that just goes with it. It's the only way really to offset your fixed nature. Because, by design, you are a bit, you can cling. But the Hierophant is a perfect example of someone who needs nothing from no one. This is someone who believes that they have been ordained by God. This is someone who doesn't for a moment think that they have anything to fear. This is someone whose abundance is assured, as is their rightful place. As you realize this duality about yourself, how did you stay in the circus so long? As you see the parts of you that kept you hanging on, you become more and more invincible. And you start to feel that power, the power of being independently happy, emotionally self-sufficient, however you want to say it. And from there, when you have this kind of vibe going on, everything comes and kneels at your feet. Which is, of course, how we should start Leo season, duh. Oh, Leo, I love you. Happy birthday. I'll see you next month.